I'm working on this John Deere 110 garden tractor. This is part 22 of a multi-part series. In the last video, I tightened up the loose headlight mount, and I cleaned up the front rims. Next, I'm going to do the rear rims. I'll start out like I normally do with the wire brush. This is a softer wire brush with smaller wire. If your wire's too stiff, it'll scratch the paint. That don't look like it's doing very much, and it feels kind of sticky. So it's got some kind of stuff on it. I'm gonna try some carburetor cleaner. I'll try it in a small area first to make sure it doesn't attack the paint. Yeah, there's a coating of oil or something on there. There's a little bit of surface rust on the back, so I'll run the wire brush on it. Now there's some streaks on the front where some cleaner ran through from the back, so I'll redo the front a little bit. Okay, that's a pretty big improvement. I think I can live with that. I didn't clean these lug bolts, and they feel sticky too. I'm gonna degrease them and clean them on the wire wheel. This is the wheel off the other side. I'll do the same thing to it. And you can see here, it's going to look about the same as the first one. Here's what the second one looks like now. That turned out pretty good. This tire has an inner tube in it. But check out the valve stem. It's coming out at an angle. That's not good. I want to fix that. First, I'll remove the valve stem to let the air out. And I'll screw this thing onto the valve stem just in case it wants to disappear into the hole. Now I'll take these big screwdrivers and pry the tire away from the rim. That should be good for that side. Same thing on this side. For ones that are tough to break free, you have more power with the screwdrivers next to each other. That should work. Now I'm going to try to rotate the rim inside of the tire, and the inner tube should stay with the tire. Rotate back and forth a bit to find where the stem comes out straight. And that should be it. Put the valve stem back in. Now I have to go turn on the air hose. That looked like it seated the tire, but it's only about 1 pound. Okay, that's about 10 pounds. I'll let some air out of that when I get it mounted. That looks nice and straight. I'll make sure the valve stem's tight and put on the cap. Now I'll wire brush the rusty spots. That sticky stuff appears to be gear oil, and it's all over the axle and hubs. I'm going to clean that up before I put the wheel back on. Now I'm back on the left side. I took the wheel back off so I could clean the axle and hub like I did on the other side. And since I degreased everything, I'm going to spray it down with WD-40. I want to see if there's any water in the transmission. I don't know the history of this tractor. If it ever sat out in the rain, water can get into the shifter hole and raise the oil level to the point oil comes out the axle seals. Well, nothing's coming out of that upper plug, so it's not over full. Let's see what comes out of the bottom plug. That looks good. No water. And the oil's not black. Now I'll put a piece of wire in the hole to see how much is in there. So that's about 3/4 inch low. That's the only place I see to put oil in the transmission. And I don't have any oil in smaller bottles to fit under here. So I'm going to have to add oil later. Well, that's as far as I'm going this time, and here's what it looks like. The clean wheels make it look better. I was thinking all that was left was the mower deck and its mounting components. But when I was looking at the parts pile, there's a belt guard that goes behind the engine pulley there. So I can't claim that it's done yet. Alright, that's it.